My name is Patrick Oboy Amuriat Boa, the president of the FDC, and up to now, one of the aspirants for the flag, presidential flag for the FDC in the election of 2026. I wish to thank all of you for gracing this occasion. When I was coming here to make this speech, I was still not sure about what kind of speech to make. And therefore, I would like to straight away apologize that I am not going to read a prepared script. I am going to speak off cuff. Today marks yet another day when the FDC writes political history in this country, where the FDC showcases its democratic credentials, unprecedented in this country, a high level that has not been achieved by any other political organization in this country. And I am very happy that this is being achieved during my time as president of the FDC. I know Ugandans would like the news to be broken to them immediately. But I will ask you to hold your patience a little bit. But even as you hold your patience, I want to assure all of you here and watching us across the world that today we have a presidential flag bearer for the FDC. That flag bearer has been processed through a campaign that took the two of us, my dear brother Nathan and myself, across the country. And when I refer to Nathan Nandala Mafabi James as my brother, there is a history, a fairly long history to this, spanning over 28 years now. 28 years of friendship, 28 years of working together, 28 years of crying together, many years of defending this great party, the FDC. At one time, Nathan and I were co-accused and accused falsely of hobnobbing with the dictatorship. Some people who are our detractors, who did not mean well for the FDC, even suggested that the week after, the FDC would have been handed to the NRM. But here we are, standing strong, side by side, shoulder by shoulder, keeping the spirit of the FDC very much alive. And so, this competition, bringing two great friends against each other, was a complicated competition for us. And everybody couldn't believe that I would come up against Nandala Mafabi. But it was real, I would like to say to you. Each of us wants to become president of this country. And as you know, I was there before. But how did I get there? Our choice of candidate, when Colonel retired Dr. Kizza Besigye declined standing for the presidency of Uganda in 2021, was the Right Honorable Nandala Mafabi, James. But he was very honest with us when he said he wasn't ready at the time. And so I said, power is ever ready. I will jump in there and we shall see what kind of result will be generated out of this. I am a risk taker. I don't fear taking risks. And that was probably one of the greatest risks of my life. I am happy that it bore dividend and that across the country we disproved naysayers and we said to the world that the FDC still exists and is focused on taking power in this country. My dear friends in the FDC, I continue to pride over the support that I got in 2021, even if in certain cases, at certain times, I felt I was moving just with Nandala Mafabi and a small team. I want to thank you, Right Honorable Nandala Mafabi, for being a worthwhile partner who has walked with me throughout our struggles, and I'm certain that this is not about to end. Today marks a culmination of a process that took the two of us across the country. We climbed the mountains of this country and walked the valleys of this country. We went together on every twist and turn of this country. We spoke to common Ugandans as we spoke to our leaders. We spoke to religious leaders from both sides of the aisle. We also spoke to elders. Then a call from Bugisu came. Bugisu asking that a son of Bugisu should be given opportunity to run as president of this country. And in speaking about Bugisu, I want to recognize Canon James Wanyaka, one of our elders, who asked the elders of Teso to come and join them in a conversation. I also want to recognize a representative of the elders of Teso, Mr. Charles Okol, who was present at that meeting. They did deliberate and agree that consensus building for the party was or is the best option for us. And I want to quickly add that consensus building is part of our democratic practice here. Nobody should even suggest that by what is going to happen today, we water the spirit of democracy in the FDC. No. we are just merely reinforcing what we do best. I want to thank the elders of Teso and Bugisu for advising on a decision that I will be announcing very, very shortly. I also would like to thank the elders from across the country who convened yesterday here at the headquarters to discuss our fate as an organization. And I do not want to suggest or even anybody to think that this fate is the fate of Nandala Mafabi or myself. Far from it, it is the fate of the Ugandan people that we seek to espouse as a political organization through leaders that are chosen. And so therefore, I have taken a decision which may be unpopular with some of my supporters, but this is done in the best interest of the party. This decision is not taken out of cowardice. This decision is not taken out of fear for competition. This decision is taken in order for us to keep our party together, so that we may stay united and move us one into the election of 2026. This decision is about saving the FDC the much needed finances that would have gone in organizing and carrying out a delegates conference to elect one leader. I would prefer, and I'm speaking to the Treasurer General, and he's here, even if the Honorable Kanya has left, his deputy, the Honorable Chambade, is around, that there would be money that would be used in the delegates conference tomorrow should be taken to support our candidates in the election of 2026 all over the country. Before I announce my decision, my dear friends, I want to speak to members of the FDC. Whoever will be announced today is going to be the property of the FDC. We are going to fight for our victory together and not abandon our candidate. We are going to work for the success of our candidate wherever we are in the country. Permit me now, before making a pronouncement, to say something about James Nathan Nandala Mafabi. As I know him as a brother, my own brother, Nathan Nandala represents resilience. And the people of Soronko, Chairman Giruli Livingstone, knows that resilience that I am only a minor in describing. Chairman Giruli is the chairman LC5 of Soronko. Nandala Mafabi represents a person with a big heart. Epitomizes generosity and is a go-getter. I have taken a decision to step down in favor of Nandala Mafabi James and again, gladly so, not with a heavy heart, and before the cameras of this country and of the world to say that and give assurance to Nathan that if there is just one person who will walk with you in this election, it is going to be me. That the same way you have never abandoned power is the same way that I will never abandon him. And this is a promise that I make to you, not only for the sake of this occasion of politics, but it is going to be a forever promise. I pray that God gives us a long life, so that as old men we will be able to continue with our relationship. Finally, from me, I would like to congratulate you, Nathan, for being a worthwhile competitor and also winning my favor, which is not very easy, really. He has earned it, and I think all of us in the FDC should applaud him for that. In concluding my remarks, I know members of the media who have actually been good. I never have kind words for you, members of the Fourth Estate. But in the last 3-4 days, you have performed exceedingly well. And you put warmth in my heart. We would like to express this to you. Come with us to this campaign. Report on our candidate positively. Report on our agenda positively. I want to say to you, even without preempting anything, we have a manifesto that is in its final stages of being written. And it is a well-polished manifesto which has had a contribution, an input of an expert in economic matters. When a tortoise chooses to throw itself into water, it doesn't mean it's committing suicide. It will enjoy the swim. It is only naive people who will think the tortoise is falling in water in order to die because it's going to swim. I will continue to feature in the politics of this country. And I will appear in this election in one way or another, besides supporting the person now who is my candidate. For the walkouts of the FDC, those who thought they would disorganize this party by trading falsehood, loose talk, unfounded rumors, believing that the FDC would die, I want to say to you today is your answer. Die in your own funeral. We are not responsible for that. I see that there are some who are grappling over even getting a presidential candidate and forming funny alliances in order to balance their equation. These are the same cowards who walked out of the FDC. Shame on you. We will never be bothered by your actions. The FDC will march forward and march well in strength. Thank you very much for your kind attention. God bless you all. God bless Uganda. God bless the FDC. FDC oye! FDC oye! Nandala Mafabi. Okay.
Okay, enough. Thank you very much. Nandala Mafabi, Ufira Bukwe, Ugenda nawe, Ugenda yuna. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. FDC oye! Jofre Kanya oye! Job oye! Mukalas oye! My brother Centenary oye! Wilberforce oye! My road mayor Kasozi oye! Everybody oye! One Uganda, one people. Of course, today is an interesting day. You lack a word to state, but nevertheless, I'll make a few comments. As my big brother Ingini Amrat said, I am not good at English, and I'm not good at speeches, but I'm good at work. So my chairman, Jack Sabit, whom I've known since my younger days as a civil servant, with your deputies, my party president Ingini Amriat, and your deputies, whom we come 20 years down the road, my colleagues, the Treasurer General, and your deputy, whom we have known also for a long period, and your deputy Wilberforce. We know one another from university days. My brother, the publicist, Chikonyogo, and your team, members of NEC. Of course, I cannot elaborate everybody here. Members of the Fourth Estate, our district leaders, supporters, and the country at large. As I stated at the beginning, I have known my brother Ingini Amriat for 28 years. We met when we were still young. And he has mentioned that we should live together up to the old age. And I can tell you, God has heard your prayer. We shall stay together until we are old men. Unfortunately, I don't think our age, our men younger, because I have no issue with anybody in this world. I come from the mountains of the sun. For me, it is really a big opportunity. When I was born, I never knew I'll come and stand in front like today to be declared, while we're yet waiting for EC, to stand as a flag bearer for president in this country. For me, it is a big honor, and I want to thank all the processes which took place all over the country, our elders, the religious leaders, which included bishops, reverends, reverend fathers, our regional cards, imams, district cards, mention it. For the elders of Ogisu and Teso, thank you very much for this process. I also want to add, I saw something from elders from West Nile, and now elders in the whole country for being in our process up to date. Me and my brother Engineer Amriat, we have worked together. We have shared a bed. We have ever slept on a tarpaulin and ever covered ourselves with tarpaulin in this struggle. We have gone to prisons together. But all in all, we came here ourselves willingly in this struggle. We came from the engineering background. I was coming from an economic background where I was one of those who worked in the Ministry of Finance in Uganda and in World Bank. We all have experiences from our fields which we come with, but what is important now is how best to apply our experiences for the betterment of this country. Comes to build bridges where there are no bridges, comes to repair bridges where they are broken. We have no hatred for anybody in this country. Our party is our party of members with respect. We preach unity in Uganda, and as I stated, none of us has ever applied to God to be born in Uganda. We all found ourselves in Uganda, and we must enjoy it. In the mountains where I come from, we grow coffee. If this coffee was not there, I'm sure many of us wouldn't be here standing to talk to you. It helped us to go to schools while we were under cooperatives. And that's why when I was given an opportunity to become a chairman of a cooperative, I knew the purpose why cooperatives are important. So we have built with this cooperative union to date to support our people so that they can fight poverty, so that they can take their children to school, so that they can get medical attention, so that they can do whatever they can for their lives by fighting poverty. This is not enough. Our education system is for well-to-do. If you have no money, you can't manage it. We need an education system which works for all of us. Whether you're in Koboko, or Kasese, or Kisoro, you must attain the best education, and after attaining it, get a job. Without selling land, without selling your children to educate a few. Our health sector is broken. I am worried for my colleagues, the politicians, especially MPs. Every now and then they're getting phone calls of medical bills in the Mulago Hospital, in other hospitals, for people where their supporters demanding. This should not be the case. It should be the state to provide medical health for everybody. Properties to take their children, their people, their loved ones to hospitals like India, like UK, like South Africa. I don't think that's necessary. We have the best doctors in this country. I can state without fear, my colleagues I was with in Mwiri, who went to do medicine in Makerere. Out of the 28 boys we had, 23 are in South Africa practicing medicine, and are called the best doctors, leaving their country to go and do it in South Africa. These are the people who should come here and work for us. But no, even if they have gone, we still have an educated population of medical doctors. Our roads, of course, in some areas, for us who have moved all over the country, are impassable. But overall, poverty is killing us. That's why our motto for this election, our driver, is fixing the economy of this country and having money in our pockets. If you have money, you have medical. If you have money, you have education. If you have money, you have food. I have stated Uganda is the only good country which God gave us. It has two seasons, rain season and dry seasons. But it means we can grow anything under the sun in Uganda. Why is it the agriculture sector, which should be doing well, not helping our farmers? There must be a reason, which must be fixed, and so that our farmers can earn a better living. Whoever has been to Malava, to Busia, to Pondwa, I'm mentioning border cases in West Nile and in Koboko, you will discover that your neighbor, which is the next country, who is just a neighbor, you have better soils, you have better environment than them, but they live more better than us, and we have never known why. And this is the reason I am here to answer that. And the corruption is a cost to the country. The money which is supposed to be used for other things is taken in the form of corruption. My government, if I win this election, which I know I'm going to win with all your support, corruption is agenda number one to be fought day in, day out, without fear or favor. If you take money meant for medicine, people will die. If you take money meant for roads, people will die because roads will be bad, accidents. It is a cost to lose people. We shall have a really accountable government and justice for all. All this, we shall do it. I call on the people of Uganda. As a human being, I make errors. I sin. That's why every Sunday we go to the church. Every Friday we go to the mosque. If there's anybody personally I've wronged, I ask for your forgiveness. And I want us to move together on this journey on a clean plate. As members of the party, I request you to talk to other colleagues in other parties to join us in this journey. We come here as a united people. We're fighting for being a united country. We, as I stated, we have no hatred. And everybody who has performed anything in this country did it in his right mind. We thank you. But where you have erred, you allow us to repair it. Nobody will be victimized in one way or the other. Thank you for giving me an opportunity. I knew if it was speeches, you were going to beat me. But thank you for allowing me to be here without your good speech. I will also talk about you for 2 minutes. In this country, you have performed a very wonderful job before you became a member of parliament. You have participated in the construction of roads. You have participated in the construction of hospitals. I know when you worked for CARE International, you did a lot. And I can confirm to the whole country that recently when I was with my brother in Brussels, one Muzungu came and said, "Where have you been?" to him. I thought I was the one who is well known. I confirmed in the world that my brother, you're well known in your professional field. For having left all the good paying jobs and come in the struggle, and for having even participated as a presidential candidate in the last election, to come here today and step down for your younger brother, I think it's a big sacrifice, and I want to take it from my heart and state I am so humbled and grateful for this. I commit, I'll work with you, I will never abandon you, and you know, for 28 years, I have never defied your orders, I still remain to be under you until the world comes to an end or we leave the world. To my chairman, Jack Sabet, I am very grateful that your mentorship from your time of civil service to now is the one which is causing me to stand here to speak to people. And also we're calling on the other members of other parties to join us, because FDC, I believe, and it is my conviction, is the only party which will build this country. Finally, I have asked for forgiveness. I want also to ask for forgiveness for if there is anything our party has committed to you or members, forgive them. Error, making mistakes is human, and that's why we have our Lord's Prayer, which we pray every now and then and ask for forgiveness from God, and God says, unless you forgive others. Please, where we have erred, forgive us. I pledge to serve this country and the people of Uganda as a servant, and our government will be people-centered, and that is our cardinal goal for God and my country.
As the Party Electoral Commission, receive your letter of withdrawal. It is here. Please, countrymen and women, you watch the withdrawal letter written by the candidate himself in his own handwriting. He has it. May be the contents. I must tell you, we are in the process of getting the 10th president. For the last 63 years, this country has been lured through legal notices and military proclamations. Decrees. The Defense Council has sat, issued the following decree. So, I am now going to make a declaration. This is the declaration now. Fellow Ugandans, be awake for the declaration all over the country. Whereas the 6th and 7th of May in the year 2025 were appointed nomination days for the party presidential flag bearer, and 2 people were nominated, namely Amuriat Patrick Oboy and Nandala Mafabi Nathan James. And whereas Amuriat Oboy Patrick withdrew as a candidate at 11:28 East African Standard Time. Now, therefore, in exercise of the powers conferred in the Electoral Commission by Article 29 of the party constitution, I declare Nathan Nandala Mafabi James as the party presidential flag bearer 2026.
Okusooka nnina okwebaza bamemba b'ekibiina bampa omukisa okubakolera okuva mu mwaka 2004 nga Deputy Treasurer General wammwe nga paka nenfuuka Secretary General w'ekibiina. Leero munkwasa ebbendera yakwesimbawo nga FDC Presidential Candidate mu kulonda okugenda okubaawo mu 2026. njagala okusaba Abannayuganda bonna nti ekibiina kinaabajja mu buzibu bwammwe, kinaabajja mu buwavu, ye Forum for Democratic Change yokka etuyita FDC. Tuzze wano bwe munaatulonda tujja kubakolera. Ebyenfuna ya Uganda tugimanyi bulungi era tugenda kubikozesa tulabe nti Bannayuganda bonna bafunamu omugaso mu nsimbi zaabwe mu Uganda. Njagala kubabuulira nti slogan yaffe gye tugenda okukozesa mu kampeni nti okulaba enfuna ekolera bonna buli muntu afune sente zibeere muki mu nsawo. Tuzze wano tetuze wano okuleeta entalo zonna, tuze okuzimba bridges entindo. Mwami Kibuko olina okubeera kumpi ombuulire bulungi. Tulina okuza wano okuzimba entindo, si kumenya entindo ezo zamenyeka tuzilongoose. Tetuze wano n'entalo zonna, ffe tetuze wano nga tugamba tugenda kulwanisa ono oba ono, nedda. Tetwagala mutuwe omukisa naffe tukolere Abannayuganda. Tukimanyi bwe munaatuwa omukisa mujja kufunamu ebirungi mu Uganda yammwe gye mwazaalibwa. Mbakakasa nti bwe munampa obukulembeze bwa Uganda ngenda kuba omukozi wammwe anaabakolera, kuba mmanyi gye nava. Mmanyi nti bw'obeera n'omukulembeze akolera abantu, abantu bafunamu. Njagala tugobe obuwavu mu Uganda. Uganda y'ensi yokka mu nsi eno erina obutonde obusinga. Ebyobulimi bwaffe twandibifunyemu naye tetubifunamu kubanga tubikozesa bubi. Nzija nsuubiza abalimi nti byonna bye mulima mugenda kubifunamu. Amasomero by'amasomero, enjigiriza tugenda kubikolako tulabe nti buli Munnayuganda afuna okusoma, ate okusoma okwokulungi, si kuno kwa tutuyita ayiseeyo. Enguudo tujja kuzikola, amalwaliro tujja kugakola. Twagala buli muntu agende mu ddwaliro afune eddagala, oba oli Koboko, oba oli Bugisu, oba oli Kisoro. Tulina manifesto yaffe tetujja kugifulumya, onaku kyamaani bwagambye mujja kugiwulira. Tulina ebisuubizo byaffe, endagaano yaffe yetukola n'Abannayuganda. Tusaba mu b'amawulire musapootinga ekibiina kyaffe kya FDC, kyokka ekibiina kijja kubayamba nammwe ab'amawulire okubajja mu bwavu. Ebingi tujja kubyogera olulala, naye byonna bino byogedde ku lw'eggwanga lyaffe Uganda. For God and my country.